So now I want to share some other artwork with you really quickly. And George, how am I for time?
Well, we have probably another 5 more minutes, and then we can ask the students some questions. Students can ask some questions.
Super. So I'm going to run through some artwork really quickly that is made by colleagues and artists I've come to know who are also thinking about the impact of plastic and plastic pollution. This is Alvaro Soler Arpa. He's based in Girona in Spain. This is a piece that he kind of threw together and showed to me, and I think it's so amazing. It's a skull that he had. He works with bones of animals. It's a lion's skull. And it's a lion's skull, and he put a plastic bottle in its mouth. And to me, I feel that this is, again, a metaphor for what we're doing. We're eating plastic and we don't realize that, we're ingesting microparticles of plastic. And now with these new studies, we learn that human beings on average are eating about, a credit card's worth of plastic a week. It's a lot. Again, Chris Jordan and his images, I think they're very powerful, of the albatross on Midway. This is also Alvaro Soler Arpa, is a piece he made that's called Animal Marino. So again, he works with bones of animals and wire and stuffs them full of plastic. He kind of makes like contemporary imaginary dinosaurs. This is an artist named Lila Rue Duncombe. She does performance pieces with plastic. She's done some in the water, some out of the water, many of them in nature. She uses plastic in a very different way. She weaves it together and makes beautiful, I think, very powerful pieces. This is Aurora Robeson. She also makes kind of mandala pieces out of plastic and plastic bags. That's a close-up of one of her pieces. This is a piece that my colleague Pam Longobardi put together when we were doing an exhibition at the Goulandri Museum of Natural History in Athens, Greece. They allowed us to go into the natural history part of the museum and actually alter or augment their displays. And this was a display of a triceratops, a dinosaur skeleton, and they allowed us to put styrofoam that we had cleaned up and collected from a cave on an island in Kefalonia and bring there and put them around the base. I think it's really powerful because, plastic is primarily made from byproducts of processing fossil fuels and petroleum. And hey, what is petroleum and what is oil in the ground made out of? It's made out of plants and animals and dinosaurs, animals that went extinct and were compressed under the soil. So it's kind of like a full cycle. This is another piece of Pam's I love. It's an oil drop, and she made it out of bits and pieces of found washed up plastic that she found in the ocean. There's the big mural behind us again, and that is me standing with Pam and with Calliope, who's a theater pedagogue who worked with us in Greece. We created resources to work with young kids and teach them about plastic and refusing single-use plastic. This is a piece the artist Raymond Pettibone made with us, a painting that he made. And then I just wanted to quickly touch on some very simple solutions that I think are all around us and talk about the idea that many of them are either old traditional things that we've used in the different countries and cultures that we're from, or new iterations, new versions of those that we can use. So obviously, glass bottles. There's nothing more wonderful than a glass bottle. It's non-reactive with what you put inside of it, even if it's acidic, and you can wash it or sterilize it. And if you don't break it, you can use it over and over again. If you do break it or it ends up in the ocean, it's not going to hurt anything. And eventually it will turn into beautiful sea glass.
Okay, Dianna, the Tunisian school will have to leave in about 5 minutes, so they may have some questions.
So let's take questions then.
And then of course we can continue on with the others.
Well, so it's okay. These are all just solutions, George. So yes, I'm totally fine to talk to you.
So let's go ahead with the questions.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, Tunisius.
Okay, one of my students wants to ask you a question. Can you
Okay.
go ahead? Hello. Who inspired you to start your artwork?
To start my artwork, I think it was growing up here on the ocean and becoming fascinated with plastic as a material. As I was talking about my artwork before, I think it's deeply funny and ironic that we print images of plants and animals on plastic and plastic bags as if to say that the plastic is good. And so that's really what inspired me. But I never imagined I would be making artwork for 30 years out of the same crazy material. And like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how I came to work with the material.
Okay, thank you, Dianna. I have one of my students, the other one wants to ask another question.
Sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Where did you find the plastic bags that you used to make artwork? Do you buy them?
No, I didn't buy them. I used to take them when I went shopping, but once I began to make the artwork out of it, also my friends started sending it to me in the mail. So sending me funny colored ones, things that had interesting patterns or text or images printed on them. So then I started using those. And honestly, I have a pretty big collection of plastic bags, so I don't need any more. The one thing I would say is I was very slow to receive my own message from my artwork, which is to stop using plastic bags. and now I stopped accepting them about 20 years ago. So I bring my own baskets and my own reusable bags with me when I go to the market or just every day. I keep them in my car. I keep them by my bicycle. I keep them on the back of the door. And I try to remember to always bring them with me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dianna.
We also want to give you an assignment before the Tunisian students leave for their classes. Now, having seen Dianna's artwork, and especially with the task that we are looking at is specifically the plastic in the food industry, we would like you to make creative artworks from everything that you actually shop with your parents shop. And any plastic that comes up, it could even be bottle caps, it could even be single-use bags that pack up a rice or anything that you can find. We would like you to create artwork and try to build on it. Later on, we would try to join together the artworks of different countries. So right now, individually, each schools can actually start making these artworks specifically only out of those plastic packages that you buy at home for making your cuisines. So I hope you understood what the challenge is.
I did.
Thank you.
I don't know if everyone else did. Everyone's on mute, so it's hard to tell.
Well, yes, Eric, can you hear us? Because I can see that you're there, but hello?
I heard you, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you well, Dianna and George.
Okay, Leila, I mean, we would also appreciate you to...
Yeah, I'll talk to you in the evening when it's daytime in Canada.
Perfect, that's perfect.
See how we can collaborate.
Exactly, and Elif and Firdaus, because you are in two different cities, you can also start to initiate that. Firdaus, you can do that in Tunis. Elif, you can do that in Sus and Gibbs. Okay, Eric, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead if you have a question. And if you can, put on your camera too.
Eric's not here. This is Kitty's class.
No problems. Go ahead and ask the questions.
Does anyone have any questions? No? No one in the class has questions.
Okay. Well, did you understand the challenge that we gave you, right? What you're supposed to be making?
Yes, art with plastic.
Exactly. But specifically only from those that you buy for your cuisines, for your kitchen, if whatever you're going to cook. Nothing from
So you
outside.
mean what the family buys, George?
Exactly.
Okay.
So every school can keep on expanding to that work, and then later on we'll find out ways how we can combine these artwork from different schools together. So that what we are hoping is, of course, somewhere we would like to then display this. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
How many artworks did you do?
How many artworks?
Yes.
I have no idea. I've been making artwork with the plastic for almost nearly 30 years. So I actually don't know. And I've had some surprises recently where before COVID, I was visiting friends last year and I was sitting at dinner at their house and I noticed an art piece that they had framed by the dinner table. And I complimented them on it. I was looking at it and asking them about it. And they told me that I made it, but I didn't remember. So I think I've been making work out of plastic for a long time. So are you an artist? Do you make work?
Are you an artist? No.
No.
But I'm sure you're creative.
I think everyone's an artist.
Absolutely.
I think it's
everybody's an
worth
artist.
trying.
Dianna, I'm the teacher. I have a question.
Yes.
I want to know in details how did you do these artworks, because you are thinking about reproducing some of them with the teacher of plastic art. So can we find some videos on YouTube?
I don't have any videos of how I made them, but I can tell you it's very easy. Okay. Just ask everyone in your class to bring plastic bags in and lay them all out, and you'll just need scissors and a needle and thread. And I would recommend, I use a pretty big needle just because I'm blind after sewing for 30 years. But, you want it to be sharp, the needle. And I like to use bright colored thread. I like to use red and blue and yellow and gold and different color thread. And then I like to use thread colors that contrast with the color of the bag. And you can make different stitches on it so that it becomes like a drawing element for you. So it's, you can be making marks, I don't know, go closer. You can make marks like that. You can do little things. You can do whatever you want, because it's like a drawing element. And then I not only make 2-dimensional pieces, but I began to make 3-dimensional pieces, or let the plastic fold and bend and use it more like a textile. So, really, your students are only limited by their own imagination, and you can easily see a lot of my work online if you just put my name and put artwork or images, artwork, and then hit Google. I stopped trying to keep it on a website because Google is so much better than me, because Google just pulls everything. So there's so much artwork there. And it's an easy way to see all the different pieces. But I would say I love colors. I make a lot of pieces that have a lot of primary colors, or sometimes people have said my work reminds them of a rainbow or a misshapen rainbow. So I say, and then you can find text on the bags, and you can find images on the bags, and you can find animals and plants and things printed on them. I've made some pieces with writing, and then you can take that writing. I've made some pieces with Arabic writing. Someone brought me some bags from Morocco. And I combine it so that it says the things that I would like to say. So you can take different words and put them together and make it say something.
That's a very good idea, yes.
Yeah. And you could also make pieces and use them to help communicate, that we should all refuse single-use plastic, that we should say no to this, and that we should think reusable and not disposable. Just these different concepts and ideas and phrases could be used with the pieces, in the pieces. Sometimes I've cut letters and written things and sewed the letters into it so it says something. You can make, you're only limited by, your own imagination. So
Okay.
I'd be curious, I'd be very happy to see what your students do.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. And
You're
support.
welcome.
We have to leave right now.
Okay,
We're looking forward to see you soon.
okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
day.
Have a nice day.
Thank you
You
so
too.
much, Asma. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome. And Nikhil, yeah, if there's anything that you would like to
No, I'm really impressed by your artwork, Deanna, and
Oh, thanks.
I think you're really going to inspire this group of students to produce their own masterpieces. And
Yeah. And Lava School, I believe you have understood the challenge. We really would like to help you out for whatever you want. We'll definitely give our support to you, and let's work on this together. There's a lot more that we will be offering as challenges.
No, I think we're all good for this.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time to come and attend and Dianna, if there's anything that you would like to say.
Well, I would just say to everyone, if any of the students who are participating today are concerned about what's happening with climate change and the planet, then plastic and addressing plastic pollution is a really great, tangible way to make a difference. And to, I hope that using artwork to communicate and also just thinking about this issue, that the students feel empowered and inspired to go out there and change things at your school, change things at home with your family, change things in your community, city, town, state, country, because we need everybody on board so that we can create a world free of plastic pollution. And that's what I'm aiming for. I go big. I go big. I aim for the moon, but I think that we have to do that to create the system shift and the change that we need in order to preserve and protect and create life that thrives on the planet and is non-toxic. So we have a lot of work to do right now. We have to change the system.
Thank you, Dianna. I really appreciate it. And thanks all the participants. Nikhil, I really appreciate your time to come and attend.
Thank you, George, for arranging all this.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dianna.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay.
It's a pleasure. And I wish everybody else a wonderful day or a wonderful afternoon.
And stay healthy, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dianna, for the marvelous work and the interesting presentation. Thank you, George, for arranging this.
Thank you, Leila.
Thank you, Leila.
It was
It
really
will make a difference.
Yes. I mean, it's at least good that we at least have 4 or 5 countries. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Good night, everybody, or good day.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.